Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. I just wanted to come in and do a Facebook Live because we are on the eve of the night of the strawberry full moon. So some people say that that's the last full moon of the spring season or the first full moon of the summer, but either way, almost every single person that I've been talking to, that I've worked with, that I've had time with, has been telling me that they're going through a lot of shifts, a lot of dreams, a lot of dream work that they're doing. A lot of that is prophetic. A lot of that comes from this time of this strawberry full moon. You know, Mark Twain or Samuel Clemens once said that everyone is a moon and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. And that part is 100%, if you think of it, we've always said that if we would actually consider that we have things that we don't show to anyone, that we consider so shameful, so embarrassing, so, such a profound, we hold them so profoundly as truth and as secret that we don't really let anybody in and let anybody see, especially when it comes to a lot of the dreams that we're having. And a lot of people right now are telling me a lot of the dreams that they're having are very prophetic, are very dark, and they don't want to admit them because they feel like that is a side of their moon, the side of their shadow that they don't want to admit actually that they actually process that they're actually conscious of that. There's sort of we keep it in the closet, our prophecies or our dark side, especially when the prophecies are dark sides. But a lot of us highly sensitive people, the empaths, are actually triggered by this time, especially this time in the world, and of course this time with the moon. Mark Twain actually, or Samuel Clemens actually was able to even prophesize his brother's death, like in 1858, Mark Twain and his brother Henry used to work on the riverboats up and down the Mississippi River. And one night between St. Louis and New Orleans, they stopped in their sister's home in St. Louis. And that night, Mark Twain actually had a dream whereby he saw his brother lying in a metal coffin, which was very strange. And when he awoke, he thought it was absurd because people didn't get buried in metal coffins in those days. It was only wooden coffins. And in the dream, Mark Twain saw his brother lying there with a bouquet of flowers in his hand, all white roses with a single bright red rose inside in the center. And then they continued on, and a few weeks later, the two brothers were in fact on separate boats. They usually were on the same riverboat, but this time they separated. They took two riverboats, and of course, Mark Twain's brother Henry ended up being in a boat that actually the boiler exploded in those days. Of course, riverboats were run by boilers, and the boilers exploded and killed or injured many people on the boat, including Henry Clemens, Samuel Clemens, aka Mark Twain's brother. And when he was laid to rest, during the ceremony, they did bring him into the sister's house. And when Mark Twain came back to his sister's house in St. Louis, he did find his brother just as he imagined, in this metal coffin, which the townspeople had all come together and through a charity drive had actually honored his brother with this metal coffin as opposed to a wooden coffin, just like Mark Twain's dream. And as he walked into the room, he saw his brother's body lying in that metal coffin and thought to himself, this is just like that dream that I had just a few weeks ago right here in this same home. But all that's missing is the bouquet of flowers. And as he thought this and pondered this, at the exact same moment, a woman entered, holding a bouquet of all white roses with a single crimson rose in the middle, and laid it on Henry's chest. And so the scene was exactly as Mark Twain had prophesied. So especially in this time that's happening now, with the energy of the full moon, with everything that's happening in the world, every single person I'm talking to is having these prophetic dreams, is having these dreams that are visceral, that are realistic, that they feel, that we're actually in the scene. And I would actually love to hear from you. Are you having these dreams? Is something going on Is there something that you're dreaming? Is there the dark side of your own moon that you don't want to admit and it's coming out through dream form? I'd love to hear more about that. I'm collecting stories for this. This intrigues me to no end. The shifts that are occurring are, of course, karmic. They're coming up for us to learn our lessons, or to learn and expose everything that we've been interested in up until now, everything that you've been interested in your own life, everything that you've been studying and researching. It's all coming up now for you to really take a look at. And part of that is through your dreams and through that subconscious mind that's really tapping into what really is important to you in this time of life. So I'd love to hear from you. Please send me your private messages or in the comments or email me, however you want to. I'd love to hear if you're having these dreams. And if you haven't yet, look out, put yourself in, set the intention that tonight you're going to dream and you're going to remember your dream. Put a little pad of paper and a glass of water right beside your bedside, on your bedtime, on your bed table at bedtime. And be prepared to wake up and write it down right away before it leaves you. I am so looking forward to hearing these dreams. It is, I'm collecting a huge compendium of this as we speak, because people are having some pretty wild dreams right now. So I'd love to hear from you, beautiful souls. Until next time.